One of the things about being a coach that is seldom considered is that every single session is a session of cold water on the face. Each session I've ever had with every single client I've ever worked with has brought more awareness to me, my journey, my ability to be with my emotions, my healing, my forgiveness, my love, my letting go, every single one. And this enables me, and I feel every other coach, to become more empowered to serve. And I say this because I had a session yesterday that brought awareness to my own journey as a man and this idea of what a healthy masculine looks like. And I remembered when I was 14, just how much I needed validation and to feel love, to feel something. And my way to find that was in relation to the opposite sex. And I found all these unhealthy dynamics, feeling like this one was the one and getting so deeply in love when I had no idea what love was. It's so phenomenal. And even now reflecting and sharing this, I feel a lot of some sadness and compassion for that version of me. He didn't know better. And what he didn't know, he did what he could with what he knew, which wasn't knowing better. So he did not knowing, and that compounded and compounded and compounded. And as Einstein says, trying to do the same thing over and over, expecting a different outcome into my early 20s, into my early 30s, into my late 30s, doing all this stuff with what I knew, which was so little in terms of being with emotions, in terms of taking responsibility, in terms of being with my fear, my vulnerabilities. For so many of us men, that is such a hard thing to be with. And we very seldom find it in the one place where we can find it, and that's in union with other men. And I did things, so many I'm sorry for, even if I'm sorry for a time when I didn't know better. It's like being sorry for a child not knowing something, but to some degree, they didn't know. So this is when I feel there should be some compassion. But even for me, it's hard to be compassionate with me because I judge me now with what I know now, and I judge different versions of me that didn't know what I know now, which is also something we do as men, is we hold ourselves to ransom for when we didn't know better. And I lied and I cheated and I hurt because I was hurting, and not to justify the actions because I'm so remorseful for so many of them, and wanting to bring a different level of compassion and understanding to me, to other men. But how do we do better now so that we don't have these same, I'm a failure, I'm no good, I'm not lovable, I'm not strong? How do we bring awareness now so that each man now, each boy now can somehow slow down, if not stop the suffering, the self-induced suffering, and somehow from society? And I have people pointing, you should have known better, you're toxic, you're wounded, and you're like, fuck's sakes, I feel it. I know, but I didn't know better. And I'm really sorry, but I didn't know better. I didn't mean to do that. And I don't believe any man really means to hurt someone else. I feel that healthy masculine is to protect. And when we're hurting someone else, it's because it's directly relational to our own internal suffering. And I'm not exonerating bad behavior. I'm really not. But I'm wanting to bring understanding and patience and compassion, because without that, I know for me, all it does is make me feel worse about the parts of me that I really don't like. And that energy is so powerful. It brings you down so fast. And I don't want to feel like that anymore. And I'm really sorry for the things that I did when I didn't know better. And not to excuse the behaviors, but to also say that, how could I have known? I know better now, and I'm doing better now. And I will make mistakes, and I will be better with me in those mistakes. And I hope every man too can learn to be better with who they are now. And I'd love to bring a bit more compassion and understanding and communication around what it means to be a healthy masculine. So in 2 words, what does a healthy masculine look like? What would it feel? How would we describe, in 2 different descriptive words, healthy masculine? I'd really love to bring some dialogue, to to reduce the suffering and the pain around a lot of us men who are struggling with our own self-identity, with our past, with our inability to do better, yet we're desperate to do better. And I just want to say, I'm in a place now to really appreciate the men that I have in my life that encourage me and support me to do better, whether they know it or not. And I'm really, really grateful to have these kind of men that bring a different energy. And I feel us men need that more than ever. There's Matt, and there's Martin, and there's Keith, and there's Andrew. There's the two Yannicks from Florence, one who's become a coach and one who's a fellow African. And we have this wonderful connection. There's Marco, there's Stefan, there's Stavros, there's Rob, there's Kevin. And I'm feeling an overwhelm of gratitude to have such many in my life that bring me something different that I never was able to be with and see before. I encourage us men to have these friendships and support groups. And if you don't have any, reach out to me and I'll gladly support you through that. To the boys and men that I work with, I can't say your names due to client confidentiality, but you know who you are, and I'm so grateful for you too. There is a healthy masculine coming, and the more we have dialogue and compassion and understanding, I feel it will grow even more. Thank you for listening. I wish you a great day.